Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing a look at the Retroduction set. I've got Series 1 and 2 music playing in the background to hype this moment up, because it's been a long time since I've actually done any videos. I've not really posted that much for a while, and just to give you a breakdown of what happened, I ended up buying all of my stuff back. I had to sell it all due to financial difficulties. I ended up buying it back off Doctor Who TC, which is a good friend of mine, James. I've known him for a fair few years now. And I thought it was a good idea to put my sets underneath where the sink is in my house. And a pipe burst, and it destroyed the vast majority of my binders, as well as my magazines. They were all boxed up, it soaked through. I was away at work and then come back home and this had happened. And I sort of just gave up for a little bit after that. I've managed to start collecting sets again, and I'm pretty close to completing them. So to have the set in front of me is a bit surreal. I didn't think that in 2026 that we would get anything Battles in Time related. Good thing is, obviously, more Doctor Who content. Bad thing is, Doctor Who's on hiatus at the moment. So, you know, whenever that comes back, hopefully BBC Studios, you know, give the big thumbs up and we can get back to some normal Doctor Who viewing. But anyway, so I'm just going to go through the cards one by one. I'll tell you what I think about them as a whole at the end of the video. And what I'll do as well is I will point out some differences with the cards, because that will make the most sense. So the first up, we've got the 10th Doctor with the Retroduction debossed logo on the bottom, which is reflective. It's a really, really nice card. All of the cards are really nice. They're this sort of UV gloss with this holofoil, and they're really, really nice. The backs are stunning as well. What I like about them is that the Battles in Time font is exactly the same as it is on the back. It's in the same placement, same everything, which is lovely, especially if you're displaying these. But yeah, one difference with this card is 10th Doctor is actually, on this one, 10th Doctor. I picked that up straight away because obviously I look at these cards far too often. But yeah, so lovely first card. Glad it's the same card as the start of the Exterminator set and the test set. So we've got the Empty Child. We've got Blonde Felfoch, Pasmere Day Slitheen. What a mouthful. Difference between this card is obviously this was a super rare in a standard set. And the Margaret face in the background is actually gone from this. I'm not really sure why, but yeah, it's a bit of a weird change because I actually really like that. But the card in general was actually really nice. As you can see, it's this lovely gloss. But yeah, that's a change from that one. Obviously, the super rares had squiggly lines all over them as well. Obviously, these ones don't because they're all the same. All of these are commons. So you got Android, You're the Weakest Link, Goodbye. The face of Bo, is he Captain Jack? Is he not Captain Jack? Who knows? We've got the Pig Pilot. Some of these choices for these cards are actually really funny. Pig Pilot, you know, wasn't on my bucket list. Rose Tyler. This card is largely the same as the test set and the Exterminator versions. There's no real difference. It's just the colors, and then obviously the surfboard logo at the top is different. The font on the original cards is slightly bigger and slightly bolder, and covers more of this area. I think obviously the retouching for these cards is really nice because they've modernized them, but also sort of kept the same stylization of the original cards, which I think is really nice. We've got Jabe, which, yeah, if anyone's ever opened test set packs, this is one of the most common rares you're going to get from that. You've got Cassandra, Moisturize Me, she's been moisturized, you know, and then in New Earth, you know, the front piece of the skin was destroyed, so she was talking out of her bum. You've got the Sycorax, which you can see down there as well. One thing obviously to change about this card is it's not embossed like the original super rare. The font is actually slightly smaller as well. But yeah, that's pretty much the only difference. The actual colours of the cards are pretty much exactly the same for this one. This is stunning. The original one is stunning, even though it's pretty common, especially in the test set, because it's rare. And it was one of the more common super rares from the Exterminator set at the retail. But it's a lovely card nonetheless. You've got the Mox of Balhoun. Be careful because he might spit in your face. But yeah, lovely cards. All have this lovely gloss. You've got Dalek, which is probably the most iconic artwork from Battles in Time, just because, one, it was on the Exterminator packs. It's also part of the rare, and it's also part of the DVC. There's a variation of this artwork in there as well, which is really nice. But yeah, fantastic. We'll have a look at the bigger version. It is literally just a bigger version, but we'll have a look at that at the end. We've got Werewolf Power, which is a weird one because this was a ultra rare in the Exterminator retail set. But it's lovely that they brought an ultra rare back for this, which is really nice. Please, MasterReplicas, if you watch this video, bring back the lenticular cards. Please, by God, they were the funnest things to open by far. I'm excited to see what these Vortex rares look like in the Obliterator set. But in terms of the lenticular cards, they were the thing that I wanted to collect the most when I was younger. I know a lot of people are in the same boat. So please bring those back. I will love you forever, and I will spend loads of money trying to get them. Sarah Jane Smith, lovely card as well. I think this was card 100. It was around the 100 mark for the Exterminator set, which is nice. I always loved Sarah Jane as a character, and I loved the Sarah Jane adventures as well. Obviously there was a expansion, which was the last expansion for Battles in Time, which was the Adventurer set. They're the only cards that have the copyright 2009 on the back, because they reverted them back to 2006 for the Super Rose in the Ultimate Monster / Devastator versions. But yeah, you have copyright 2006, 2007, 2008, and then 2009 for the Adventurer set. We got Davros, which is a lovely card. This is from the Devastator set. But yeah, just a lovely card overall. I think with the holo on this one, it really pops the reds, which I really like. What I really like about these cards as well is that the actual image quality is so clean. The original Battles in Time cards, they were very hit and miss depending on what set you had. But yeah, the colours were really bright and colourful, and they had sort of this like sepia type tone to them, which I think was to sort of match the show at the time. But obviously time's moved on a little bit, and you know, we've got these lovely super high resolution, fantastic. Mine's got a little bit of a defect, if you can see through the front here. Some of these cards do have defects, and I'll point them out once I've got them. It's only one or two, but yeah. So you've got the Beast. Oh, what a lovely track that's just come on in the background. Try not to cry. Then we've got Toby Possessed. This was a rare from the Exterminator set. I really like this card in that set, and I love it in this one as well, especially as the eyes are holographic. Fantastic choice for this. And then we've got the Cyber Controller. This has removed the on the move at the bottom. Not really sure why, but it has. Lovely card. I think best design for the Cybermen other than the Cybermasters. Please don't kill me if you don't like the Cybermasters. You know, as a concept, you know, with the Timeless Child and everything, people don't particularly like it, but design-wise, I think they're fantastic. And then we got the Ninth Doctor, which is fantastic for this music in the background. Obviously, they've changed the 9 to just 9th. But yeah, this was my first Doctor. I love Chris. I love the Ninth Doctor. Whenever I'm unwell, I tend to put on his series because it makes me feel a little bit better. But yeah, fantastic. And then we've got Exterminate. Nice card. Very, very holographic. The original one wasn't as holographic as this because the holographics were more of like a matte sheen to the top of them, whereas these ones really pop, which I really like. Nice design change for those. And then we've got Cyberman. We've got the Ood. I love the Ood. I really hope they come back. Obviously, they did come back in the Flux, they come back in Flux. But yeah, we heard them mentioned in series 1 and 2, but they weren't back at all. And then we've got Cat Nurse Group. Black Hole, I love this card in the Annihilator set, and I love it now, especially now that it's holographic and you have those lovely swirls that go around here. Beautiful. We've got Cyber Leader, Blast Attack, which is from the Annihilator set as well. We've got the Rachnos Empress attacking. This has changed a little bit. So the surfboard was actually behind the head, and the Rachnos Empress was actually over the top of where the head was. Yeah, it's the only thing that I think's changed about this card. Self-Destruct, love this card as well. This card in the Annihilator set is one of the most vibrant cards they've ever produced. I love the fact with this one there's a different stylization, so this sort of looks like there's more energy coming around it, and whereas the other one was very bright and it pops. Anyone that's had a look in my binders has always sort of pointed that card out and been like, you know, it's lovely. We've got the TARDIS Crash. We've got Sally Sparrow. This is from the Invader set. It's a really nice card, especially with that sort of silver background with the angel in the back. It's really nice. Professor Yana from the Invader set, before he was the Master. You know, with your Chan and all those driving me insane, as he would say. You've got the Toclafane, the stuff of nightmares for Time Lords, apparently. They used to tell them to kids, you know, like the Bogey Monster and stuff like that. Bogey Monster, Boogeyman, same sort of thing. Think of Bogey Monster from Space Babies. I wish that was erased from my brain. The Valiant. This kept making an appearance until the end of Series 4, and I think it was mentioned in Matt Smith's series as well, but it was never shown again. Weeping Angel attacking, lovely card. It looks very similar to the Invader set as well. Yeah, just lovely card overall. Anything with Weeping Angels I like. We've got Queen Elizabeth I, Doctor, my sworn enemy. We didn't know why Queen Elizabeth I didn't like the Doctor, but then we found out in the Day of the Doctor why that might be. The Vote Saxon as well. I know there are some changes on this card. I can't remember what they are at the moment. But yeah, there's some changes. I think Doctor Who TC James has done a little thing on the differences between this one. It might be to do with the actual Vote Saxon things coming over the edge of the bonus box there. So we've got Jadoon Group. Lovely. This card is a nightmare to get in the Invader set. I opened 4 boxes and didn't get this common. I ended up opening a booster pack from one of my spares, and it had it in it. I was looking for it for ages. I find some commons are rarer than others, and I find the packs to be seeded in old Battles and Times. So if you get a booster box, most likely you're not going to get all of the commons out of that. Dalek Sec Hybrid. This was a super rare, and it had the emboss on the face. Lovely card, great colours, more of a gold pop rather than the yellow it was before. Really like this. And we're moving on to some of the Ultimate Monsters cards now, which don't have the badges for the Doctors on. So to say, like First Doctor, Second Doctor on a little badge. Cyberman invading Earth, that was from the Cyberman's Invasion of Earth. Earthshock, I think it was. We've got the Ice Warriors. We've got Azal, looking very menacing. We've got the great Commander Lynx, who put his flag on the Earth and claimed it as his own, as mentioned in the Sarah Jane Adventures and in the original Sontaran story where Commander Lynx was in there. We've got the Sea Devils, which they look very different now. But I actually watched the Sea Devil story from the Third Doctor with Joe Grant not so long ago, and it was fantastic. It's a bit of a long watch, but it is really good, and it holds up well today. So we've got Special Weapons Dalek, one of the weirdest Dalek designs I've ever seen. But yeah. And then we've got Syl, which is lovely as well. So you've got that lovely holographic in the background. Dalek Emperor. One of my favourite cards of all time, from Test to the Daleks vs Cybermen, the regular Exterminator. This keeps the colours of the original, just without the wavy lines. I am in love with this card. I love this card so much. Just seeing some from the original Exterminator set, quite a lot of them that are in here. This is one of the cards that I really want to see, and I'm so glad they reprinted this. I love this card so much. And we got Silurium, looking very different to how they do now. And then we've got Sutek. This card is beautiful just because of the sort of time vortex in the background. This card was gorgeous in the Ultimate Monster set. One of the best super rares, I think, out of the entirety of Battles in Time, just because of the colours with the wavy lines, the way it hit the light. It was beautiful. I remember my brother pulling this card and I was fuming because I hadn't pulled this card yet. So I begged him and begged him and begged him to give me this card, and he did. I think I traded him a few rares and a super rare for it, but I really wanted this card. Sutek has recently come back as a big CGI dog, and apparently he wants to go walkies. So we've got the Sensorites. My version actually has a defect. The actual holo has actually come off. Don't really know why, but it was in the box like that. But yeah. We've got the Imperial Dalek attacking. I bought a Imperial Dalek from MasterReplicas. I've got a little Dalek collection, which is upstairs on my bedside table. Me and my partner, Abby, we both like Doctor Who, and we both have little Daleks on our bedside tables. But yeah, lovely card, lovely colours. The holo matches the beam. It's just very, very nice overall. Lovely printing quality on this one. So we've got Robot K1 from The Robot. This was one of the first Tom Baker stories. Funnily enough, it was a miniature robot that they made look big. But yeah, lovely, lovely card there. And then we've got the Master with Toclophane. This is from the Ultimate Monsters set as well. Lovely, lovely holo foil on the back there. And what I've loved, they've done the same thing as the original Battles in Time, is the characters are not holographic, where the surfboard and everything is not holographic, and the background is with that lovely Retroduction deboss stamp on there. So we've got the High Priestess, the High Priestess of the Sibylline. This was the first appearance of Karen Gillan. She was one of the Sibylline sisters, and the first introduction to Peter Capaldi, who was Caecilius. But yeah, so it's funny that we had two actors in the Russell T Davies era that went to go on to play a companion and also the Doctor. But yeah, the voice of this always scared me as a child. I remember watching this episode and it just scared me for some reason. Bearing in mind I was about 8 years old. But yeah, just the voice was really strange. So we've got Professor River Song, which is the Doctor's wife, for anyone. Sorry if you've not seen the later editions of Doctor Who. Spoilers, as she would say. But yeah, the Doctor's wife. She's part human, part Time Lord, can regenerate. But yeah, I love River Song. Would love to see River Song return. Just a beautiful card. Just the colours, the way that they've colour graded these is fantastic. And then we've got General Stahl. Kind of looks like my granddad. Don't ever tell him I said that, and I really hope he doesn't see this, but it does kind of look like my granddad. I always thought he looked like a Sontaran, and I'm not really sure why. But there we go. Sorry, Bob. But yeah. We've got Proper Dave. This was a rare in the Devastator set. Sorry, I was just sort of looking at the holographic. I've not actually really looked at these cards properly. I thought we'd do it together. You've got the Master in the background playing at the moment. So yeah, so the face is actually non-holo, and then you've got holo. Yeah, just lovely way that they've done these cards. And then we've got Jenny, who's the Doctor's daughter, / the Doctor's daughter, / the Doctor's wife. because yeah, obviously you're all going to be super fans, but you know that the actress that plays Jenny is David Tennant's wife, and also Peter Davison's daughter, Georgia Moffat, or Georgia Tennant now. But yeah, funny. Martha, this was a common in the Devastator set, but yeah, lovely with that TARDIS sort of gold in the background. I love it. I love anything that's gold. Bring back the Super Rose, I say. But yeah, I think Martha is one of the most underrated companions. Obviously, she was sort of in love with the Doctor, but I think she really grounded him at times as well. I think she's underrated. I think she slept on. She was fantastic in Torchwood. She's a fantastic actress, Freema. Yeah, bring her back for an episode or two. But yeah, I would have loved her and Jodie to meet. It would have been the funniest thing. But yeah. So we've got Banakafalata. Can we just call him Ban? Cyborg. And he defeated the Heavenly Host with an EMP in Voyage of the Damned. But yeah, very, very cool. He's Voci, and the green ones are Vin Voci. Don't be racist, as they say in the End of Time Part 1 and 2. We've got Riversong's Diary. Don't read this. The Doctor was tempted to read it, but you know, a time traveller would know how much of a diary you would need. And the diary was coming to its end on Darillium. How long is a night on Darillium? 24 years. And they lived happily. Donna Noble, before she had her mind erased by the Doctor, and then recently unerased, because if you're a woman, you just need to let it go. Don't really know what that was supposed to mean, but there we are. The Doctor was literally a woman about 40 minutes ago, so that makes zero sense. Supreme Dalek, lovely card, fantastic. Love the Supreme Dalek, one of the coolest Dalek designs by far. Deep voice, very menacing. But yeah, my partner thinks the Daleks are cute. Don't really know why. And then we've got the Shadow Proclamation Jadoon. Lovely, lovely card here. Mine's got a hair on it for some reason. I don't think they have hairy factories, but there we are. It's probably just mine when I was sleeving it. We've got the Sontaran ship, beautiful card as well. I love the bonus box. I just love everything about how vibrant these are. But yeah, Sontaran ship. Joyful Adipose. Very, very cute and fat. Because they are fat. That's not a you know, that's not fat shaming. They are literally made of fat. But yeah, there you go. Joyful Adipose. You've got the Heavenly Host, information, you are now going to die. But yeah, Max Capricorn was a big loser, which is why he was trapped below, was gonna, you know, destroy the ship for an insurance claim and the Earth. Had people to pull him out of the wreckage. But yeah, his tooth really did do that. So we've got Time Lord Citadel, which is funny that this song's just come on for the Time Lords. But yeah, obviously the Time Lords have gone through a few changes, you know, with the Timeless Child, you know, regeneration has come from the Doctor and we don't know who she is, or they are, or him, or whatever they want to be. But yeah, Time Lord Citadel, I was fascinated by the Time Lord Citadel because we had, you know, people that had come into Doctor Who as kids, quite a lot of us that collected the Battles in Time sets, we had never seen Gallifrey before. This was the first time we saw Gallifrey. But yeah, there we go. Killer Christmas Tree, absolutely hilarious that they included this. I know they've done some mugs on the Doctor Who merch website that says I'm going to get killed by a Christmas tree. I need to get one of those for Christmas. But yeah, lovely card. It is literally a tree. Then we have Krillitane 1. These weird creatures used to look like humans, but just with really long necks. This was the first episode that the 10th Doctor met Sarah Jane, and it was lovely. It's called School Reunion. It is an episode that some people don't like. I absolutely love that episode. It's cheesy, it's great, has some really, really good actors in there. But yeah, love the episode. And the Krillitanes are so strange, and they eat rats. K9, who's a good boy. But yeah, love K9. K9 was from the classic series, Tom Baker. He gifted Sarah Jane K9 in a series about Sarah Jane that's sort of forgotten about. I watched some clips of it, but the Doctor sent her K9, and that is how she actually has K9, because K9 wasn't left with her. She was supposed to be, you know, left in Croydon, and she was left in Aberdeen, and the Doctor thought that was near Croydon, which it absolutely isn't. As a Scottish man myself with Scottish heritage, sound English, but my dad's side of the family is Scottish. That's an insult. So we've got Astrid Peth, which was played by Kylie Minogue. But yeah, there you go. Lovely card. Mine's got a little bit of banding on there. I'm really particular about my card conditions, as you can tell, just because I love them. Dalek Sec looked fantastic in the Exterminator set, looks fantastic now. This is one of my partner's favourite cards. She loves any card that has a Dalek on it. But yeah, there you go. Lovely. With those lovely backs I'll show off again. Here we come into the new card. So we've got the 11th Doctor. What I'll do actually is, funnily enough, I actually have an 11th Doctor card, which was made by my friend James. So I'm going to go get it out quickly, which I should have done in preparation for this video, but didn't, because I'm always unprepared for everything, because that's me as a person. And he's also got a 15th Doctor one that he gifted me, because he is a lovely man. So, the 11th Doctor and the 11th Doctor. I am sorry to whoever made this card here, because I prefer this card, just because it's got the original fonts, everything, you know, it's got the original surfboard, but this is still a lovely card. I'll just show it off a minute. There you go. 11th Doctor. Fantastic. Right. 12th Doctor. Fantastic that they printed some for these. Lovely. Got his sonic screwdriver. The good sonic screwdriver. Not the sonic glasses, which I'm not a massive fan of, to be honest. We've got 13. I love Jodie. People don't like Jodie. Chris Chibnall's era is a bit strange, but I love Jodie. She's just very vibrant and joyful. But yeah, I think she was great. Loved seeing her back alongside Ncuti. And we don't have a 14th Doctor card, but we do have 15, which we've got from James as well, which is in here, which I'm going to treasure forever. So we've got 15th Doctor. But yeah, there we go. Lovely card. GT recently regenerated, to say recently it was a year ago, with the weirdest regeneration I've ever seen in my life. And then we've got Belinda Chandra, but yeah, who was the queen of Miss Belinda Chandra, the planet. Funny episode, but yeah, she was fantastic. Vereda Sethu is a great actress, and I do think she was underutilized. Mr. Ring-a-Ding, the cartoon character episode where the Doctor was in a TV show, and the God of Light. I thought this episode was phenomenal, was really, really good, and I loved having that 2D animation on the stage with Ncuti and Vereda Sethu. I'm really hoping I'm pronouncing her name right. But yeah, Lux, fantastic episode. And then we have Maestro, the god of music. One thing I really, this episode was very camp. But one thing I really loved about this episode was when she started playing, or they or him, because that's my daddy. But yeah, when they started playing the Doctor Who theme tune on the piano, and it made the TARDIS go haywire. And then they dropped the Doctor into a cello, I think, and then no, he was even either in the cello and Ruby was in the bass drum. But yeah, you're who. Anyway, and then we've got this card, which I keep looking at and keep forgetting about it. Silent, because I thought there was only 79 cards to the set, but it turns out that there are 80. Because every time I look at my binder, I see this card and then I forget it after. It's really, really weird. I'm not really sure why that happens. But yeah, very strange. So yeah, that was a 79 card set. No, I'm joking. So obviously, because the silence make you forget them, but I was going to go with that joke to the end, but I'm actually not going to do that. So what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to get the 10th Doctor card out. I did a little comparison already on my Instagram page of these cards. Right, so as a Doctor Who purist, we have got the 10th Doctor and the 10th Doctor. One is from 2006, one is from 2026. Okay, main differences. 10th Doctor is different, as well as the surfboard is different. The colours are different. The colours are graded more to be realistic on this version. This version has that sepia tone that the original series did, and then the backs are obviously different. But yeah, I am blinded by nostalgia. I prefer the back of this. But funnily enough, I hate to say it, I prefer the printing style on the front of this, of the new Retroduction set. Just because, yeah, I think the colours pop slightly more. There's more detail on the TARDIS as well. But yeah, little comparison there. If you've got the set, you've got the original Exterminator set. You don't need to have a test set one. They're exactly the same, apart from the badge at the bottom, 1 to 85, and no website on the back. But yeah, as you can tell, I'm excited about Doctor Who again, which is great. We've got the big Dalek, which I'm going to get out. My one has a defect at the top. If you can see it on the video, it is so bent inwards, and I was so disappointed when I got it. I don't think it was particularly MasterReplicas' fault that this happened. I think it was the Royal Mail shipping, because the card was actually dislodged from the front. But yeah, the box was battered as well. I'll show the box in a minute. But there you go. There is the test set Dalek next to the massive Retroduction Dalek. Pretty much exactly the same. The only difference I can see is the beam is slightly different from the Dalek. But yeah, that's literally it. Nice to have a massive card. But yeah. So that's going to be it for the Retroduction set. Actually, I'll show you the box quickly. So, box was beaten the absolute shit out of. And then you've got the cards on the back. Love how these are done the same as what was on the Battles in Time test set and the original Exterminator set. When you have the picture of the TARDIS on issue 2 and the cards are falling out, love it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely nostalgia blind, and I don't care. But yeah, this video is quite a long one. It's a bit more in depth than I usually go into. The last one I did was the Super Rose variants. I am going to do some more videos on the new cards that come out. My Obliterator limited edition boxes should be here soon. Me and James, I think we're going to be doing a pack battle. I'm not sure how we're going to do it, whether we're both going to be on live or what. We're going to be opening packs together, see who gets the best out of both. But yeah, very excited for new Battles in Time. The first Doctor set's out to pre-order as well on MasterReplicas. The unlimited set of the Obliterator is available for pre-order. That'll be in stores soon. I would expect sort of around the September mark is what I've been told. And yeah, so lots to look forward to, even though Doctor Who's going to be off the air. Hopefully we get something news-wise for Doctor Who that BBC Studios are going to be taking back over Doctor Who, because that would be lovely. Any questions about any of the sets, you've got me, you've got James's repository, which is www.battlesintime.co.uk, and which you can look at. I know he's going to be putting some card scans up soon. The original artwork for the first original 5 sets are going to be up soon. But yeah, that is it from me. Bit of a long one. Sorry for you having to listen to my voice, but yeah, have a fantastic day and keep collecting Battles in Time. The more you buy, the more will come out. So yeah, love you all.